All right, guys. Appreciate you guys coming on. You guys can fire away.
We'll start with Rich.
Hey, Jeff, first, congratulations on all the turnovers, but you're supposed to get points off turnovers. Can you just explain a little bit, why you couldn't capitalize on those miscues by Louisville?
Yeah. First, proud of the defense. We kept talking all week, as about taking the ball away. But when you steal a possession, it's not just about stealing the possession. You gotta score points. And it wasn't just off of the takeaways. We were just pretty inefficient at that for most of the night, driving the ball. But when you take the ball away like the defense did, you got to put it in the end zone, and we failed to do that. So we got to make them pay for that, Rich, and we didn't.
We'll go next to Andy.
Hey, Jeff, only 4-14 on third down today. It seemed like they were bringing a lot of pressure on third, especially in the beginning of the game. What did you guys try to do to account for that?
I think they brought pressure most of the game, Andy. Looks like they had their whole team up at the line of scrimmage. It was one of the more aggressive defensive schemes I've seen in a long time. A couple times I looked up and it looked like the safeties were all at linebacker depth. They were going to force us to throw the ball over their head. That's pretty much I saw, whether some were missed assignments or execution, or just overloading us. I got to look at the film, but I saw what you saw, Andy. Obviously, we have to be better than that on third down. But for most of the game, I think they were pretty aggressive. Good. It was a good plan. They did a nice job. Louisville.
We'll go next to Trevor.
You knew Malik would be tough, but just what was it like trying to slow him down? Obviously, had a great game.
Well, I thought we did a really good job in the second half. They had done some different things. You could see with the bye week, they came out and had some different, a little bit of a different run plan than we'd seen on tape. And we figured it out pretty quickly. It took a while for our guys to kind of settle in and execute it. And then in the second half, up until really that last drive, I don't know how much success he really had, So I thought we adjusted well. It's 21-7 going into the half, and then it pretty much remained that way for the rest of the game until we scored. So he's a good player. He's what I thought he was. More disappointed in the running backs. I felt like early in the game we weren't getting off blocks and just tackling. And I know there were a lot of series where those guys, especially the D line, I felt like early on in the game they were on the field for a long time. You know what I mean, Trevor? Like in that first half when we were missing all those tackles, I felt like we were a little bit gassed with the possessions over and over again. So we'll have to take a good look at that. I felt like that was the first time this year that just a normal run game, with the running backs affected us. But overall, I thought the defense fought. You get that many takeaways and you play like you did in the second half, and you hold an offense to 21 points. That's that explosive. That's scoring well over 30 points a game until the last possession. Those guys fought. They did. So again, yards is one thing, points is another.
We'll go to Rich.
It just looks from NC State and Louisville today that teams' game plans are going to be to come after Dennis. They're just going to, I guess this week, is that something you're going to have to address?
Yeah. We talked about it, Rich. And we clearly need to do a better job with that. They're definitely, the plan was to pressure them. So we'll work on that, and we'll have to get better at that.
Go to Andy.
A lot of tough injuries today for you guys, but a lot of guys stepped up too. JT Thompson was one of them, forced that fumble in the fourth quarter. What did you see from him today?
Yeah, the injuries. Brandon Sebastian has the interception, and we lose him early for the rest of the game. And then we bring in Sean Ashbury, and we're excited. We think he's one of our better freshmen, and he's going to have an opportunity now. We moved him on the inside and bumped the Berry out on the outside, and then he's out for the rest of the game. So then what we did was we moved JT on the outside, put the Berry back on the inside. He got tested on the one deep ball, and he had the nice forced fumble. It's just a message. You better work hard, whether you're the backup or the third string, because if you don't, it will show. And he did a nice job. And I'm proud, and I appreciate how hard he's been working. It was a nice play. It gave us a chance to stay in the game at the end.
We'll go next to Ethan.
Hey Jeff. Yeah, that's 2 back-to-back games where Dennis has had a little bit of trouble. Is there a point where you start looking at what else you have on your bench, or are you gonna stick it out with him for now?
We'll have to talk about it tomorrow. Really watch the film again. Dennis is under pressure. Is it the offense? Is it the scheme? Are we not executing? Are we giving him a chance to actually make plays? We just got to watch the film and figure that out. I honestly, I'd be lying to Ethan or making something up if I told you right now that I have an answer. And I just don't want to say something out of frustration because we're all frustrated, right? At least I am, but I'm not going to put that on Dennis. Let's watch the film and have that conversation afterward.
Go to Trevor.
Jaden would be 2 takeaways and obviously a tough face mask call there. Just what do you see out of him from the positive in that call? I know you can't comment on it too much, but what do you see there?
It was on the far sideline. It looked like he got pushed and he kind of reached back and then his hand caught him in the face mask. It was by no means like an aggressive, hey, it wasn't one of those. But again, you probably had a better view than I did. Jaden Woodby would never do anything like that. He's a disciplined guy. He played really well, kept us in the game with those takeaways. I can't be mad at him for that. Kid's trying his butt off.
Jeff, I'll wrap things up for today. Thank you.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. I'll see you tomorrow.
Close.